Greetings from historic Menlo Ave, and here's what's going on. So in 2019, a company, an LLC, CEI, etc., they bought a large parcel here, this rent-controlled apartment house with 8 units and some classrooms in the back there, and also the Japanese Language Institute, which it's going to take me a minute to get to it because this is a large parcel. This is a spec house that was built in 1911 by John C. Austin, architect of City Hall, among other things. And later it was the Red Cross. And then for many years, from about 1973 until about 2018 or so, this was a Japanese language school. A pretty important house and a contributor to the historic district here. And since 2019, when these speculators bought this parcel in the apartment building next door, it's been sitting vacant. Now I hear from the neighbors that, you'll notice it's red tagged. It's also just had a fire last night. I hear from the neighbors that there's been a lot of squatters in and out. This is always a problem with these empty buildings. 5 years go by, people who need shelter or just want to tag things up, they do figure out which buildings are empty. You can see there's quite a bit of tagging there in the back. This is all fenced. Also, I want you to meet my little friend. Hang on. So there's a really cute little black cat who's hanging out on the historic side of the fence here. Hi, buddy. You're the ghost of John C. Austin, I hear. That's right. And you're in charge of keeping an eye on things and keeping us out of trouble. So the plan for this project actually wasn't the worst plan I've ever heard. Little guys. The idea was they were going to tear down the rent-controlled apartments next door, which are nice, 1939, sort of storybook style, but relatively modest. But they were going to keep the historic house and turn this into the amenities for a giant affordable development. But it's been 5 years. They got the permits. They haven't done anything, and they let people jump in and out of this building. And last night, yesterday, there was a very, very serious fire here that endangered the other rent-controlled unit on this side. And this is an historic district. So here's the ask, guys. Right now, the building's still standing because John C. Austin and his partner was a hell of an architect, plural. It's a historic site, and it needs to be stabilized. The neighbors need to be made safe, but they've got permits to develop a lot of upzoned affordable housing next door and restore this. So that's what they need to do. And so we're going to ask you to give a call to the Cultural Heritage Commission and to your council member, and let's try to get a little action here. It's only right if they're going to take existing affordable housing. By the way, not Ellis Act, but everyone's been evicted. You can see that building's boarded up, and I'm going to say that it's the next threatened building now that this one has no roof anymore. If they're going to take affordable housing away, the least they can do is restore this beautiful garden and this fabulous 1911 craftsman Tudor, half-Tutored house. So that's my ask. It'll never be as beautiful as it was before the fire, but it can be beautiful again. It's part of the neighborhood. It's part of this cool historic district. It's part of the heart of the city, and not everything needs to be 1,000 feet tall, and not everything needs to house human beings like they're in a file cabinet. And look at that, the chimney's still standing. 1911, we've been through quite a few earthquakes. I'm happy to see these chimneys still standing. That's a hopeful sign, just like Angelina's still stand. And also still standing, this rather lovely, modest Japanese garden. A relic from the long era when it was the Japanese language school. So over and out from a tragic scene, but I think a hopeful scene, because the property owner, CEI or whatever they're calling their LLC, needs to put this right and put it back together and hire some artisans and fix it.